Shalom, call halal, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Akakwadash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, even the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, to the Aquat that are listening, learning, being a pillar of rest, 144,000, one-third, the hopeful elect of Israel. I am the brother Yashawan. Shalom and salutations to you all. I'm going to try to do a little, might be a little series. And this is like the pre-test, if you will, the footwork. So I'm kind of in the spirit, right? And what is it going to be? It's going into the 7 countries that America, right? Let's see. Let me see real quick. Wesley Clark, yeah? Go across my channel, Salakia. General Wesley Clark. Let's get there real quick, and then we'll read the scripture. So bear with me. Again, I'm in the spirit. What is wrong with that? Okay, so that, okay, here we go. Gen. Wesley Clark. Seven countries. And we all know this, but I want to look at it in a different way. Could be wrong, might be right. You tell me. So here's where we're going, okay? General Wesley Clark, 7 countries.
Right after 9/11, about 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld, and one of the generals called me and he said, "Sir, you got to come in. You got to come in and talk to me a second." He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." I said, "We're going to war with Iraq? Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do." So I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al Qaeda?" He said, No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." He said, "I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we got a good military and we can take down governments." So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that."
You were bombing in where? Afghanistan.
He reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper. He said, "I just got this down from upstairs. This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran."
Okay. Now, starting off with Iraq, but they're already in Afghanistan, right? Now, remember that. And why those particular countries? Now, I'm speculating, so stay with me, see where I'm going with this, all right? Now what we're going to do is, let's read the scripture. Okay. Flying at the seat of my pants right now. This is Revelation 12:6. And the earth helped the woman. This is some early GMS knowledge, right? This is milk. But the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth, swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. Okay? The woman is the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Okay? The earth opening up her mouth is talking about archaeology. The flood that the dragon cast out of his mouth was lies and deception, right? Because that's what the devil's job is, right? His job is to deceive the nations, okay? Right here. Start right here, Revelation 20:2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years and cast him in a bottomless pit, shut him up, and set a seal upon him that he should do what? Deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season to do what? To get right back out there and do what it is that he does. What does this word mean, devil? It means you out there lying, making shit up, building up a damn story, and doing what? Shooting noses and lips off of artifacts that can prove that you're wrong. Right? That's what this devil does. He goes out and deceives. He's been given a short season, right? He must be loosed a little. So what is a little season? If an age, right, is 1,000 years, what is a little season? If one season is 1,000, what is a little season? 500 maybe? Okay. Revelation 20:7, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall do what? And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. So his job is to go out and lie. So what about those big old megalithic structures, right? What about the big megalithic structures that are out there that prove that, oh, it was Jake, right? It was Jake. Well, here we go. This, right, is a poem written and read by Ishmael Reed. Intro by Curtis Mayfield, outro by Sonny Rollins. If you know who Curtis is, then you know. You know who Sonny is. Sonny is, my dad is mean on that tenor and the alto and the soprano, right? But Sonny is a famous jazz saxophone player. Other music by Severed Head Trauma. Okay, so I am a cowboy in the boat of Ra, right? By Ishmael Reed. I am a cowboy in the boat of Ra. I came across this poem, I think I was in the 9th or the 10th grade, and my English teacher, who thought he was cool, at lunch we used to go shoot hoop, right? He thought he was a brother, but he was cool as hell. What's his name? What was his name? I think it was an Italian. De Benedetto. De Benedetto was a brother. Anyway, I am a cowboy in the boat of Ra. So we're going to listen to that. And there's a particular line in the poem that caught my attention way back then. All right, so and I'm just doing this for reference. Again, I'm flying by the seat of my pants in the spirit. Take it away. Robin Hall, I am a cowboy. We're going to listen to the poem. And then I'm going to point out the line that caught my attention. Here we go.
Farrago and daring midday getaway.
Started at the top. I've never seen this before, so here we go.
I am a cowboy in a boat of Ra. Sidewinders in the saloons of fools bit my forehead like, oh, the untrustworthiness of Egyptologists who do not know their trips. Who was that dog-faced man, they asked the day I rode from town. Schoolmarm with halitosis, cannot see the Nefertiti fake, chipped on the run by slick Germans. The hawk behind Sonny Rollins' head, or the ritual beard of his axe, and Longhorn, winding its bells to the feel of reed. I am a cowboy in the boat of Ra. I bedded down with Isis, lady of the Boogaloo, dove down deep in her horny, succotash Wells, Farrago, and daring midday getaway. Start grabbing the blue, I said, from top of my double crown. I am a cowboy in a boat of Ra, Ezra Charles of the Chisholm Trail. Took up the bass, but they blew off my thumb. Alchemist in ringmanship, but a sucker for the right cross. I am a cowboy in a boat of Ra. Bamboos from the temple, I bide my time. Price on the wanted poster was it going down. Outlaw aliases caught my stance, and moody greenhorns were making me dance while a mouth shooting iron got its chambers jammed. I am a cowboy in a boat of Ra. Boning up in the old west, I bide my time. You should see me pick up these tin cans with the snappers. I write the Motown long plays for the comeback of the Sarahs. Make them up When stars stare at sleeping steer out here near the campfire, women arrive on the backs of goats and throw themselves on my bowie. I am a cowboy in the port of rock, lord of the lash, Luke the little kid, half-breed son of Pisces and Aquarius. I hold the souls of men in my pocket. I do the dirty boogie with scorpions. I make the bulls keep still. It was the first swing of the great taste. I'm a cowboy in his boat. Hope Joan and the Tyrone, come here, minute, will you, doll? Be a good girl and bring me my buffalo horn of black powder. Bring me my headdress of black feather. Bring me my bones of Juju said. Go get my eyelids of red paint.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. You can go watch the rest of it, like H-Rap Brown and what's this guy, Gil Scott. It was in that vein, right? Ishmael Reed, I am a cowboy in the boat of Ra. Beautiful poem indeed. That's all. Okay, so let me get that real quick and let's see. Let's go here. Let me get the poem. I am cowboy in the boat of Ra. And I want to look at it and I'm going to show you the text. Let's see. Come on, Ishmael. There we go. Here, let's see, I'm a cowboy in the boat of Ra. Sidewinders in the saloons of fools bit my forehead like, oh. The untrustworthiness of Egyptologists who do not know their trips. Who was that dog-faced man? They asked the day I rode from town. School marms with halitosis cannot see. The Nefertiti, here's the part. Fake chipped on the run by slick Germans. What does that mean? School marms with halitosis cannot see. The Nefertiti fake chipped on the run by slick Germans. What does that mean? Okay. Let's see. Let's type this in. Ancient relics with chipped nose and lips. The fuck is that? Let's go. Why? 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 We know why. How about the Sphinx? Why? How many times have they redone this to make it look, right, like they want it to look? When you go way back, you start getting way black, okay? What is this obsession with shooting off that Negro nose and them lips, right? Well, these great civilizations, look at this. Tells you who they are. See, I see more anyway. Come on. There are millions of these, right? Chipped off. They'd shoot them off because it would tell the true story. Okay? And this is, everybody knows this isn't something that you're just learning. Why are they defaced? They're the only thing. Everything else is intact, right? But them lips and then that nose got to go. Right? So anyway, all know about that, right? Now go back to Ishmael. What happened? Okay, I think we went here. Let's see. Is this Ishmael? Yeah. So again, school marms with halitosis cannot see the Nefertiti fake chipped on the run by slick German. What does that mean? Well, they were shooting at it. Let's see. I think it was the French that did the Sphinx, but who shot the nose off? Was it Napoleon? Oh, it was Napoleon. Oh, it was the Muslims. The Arab historian, writing early attributes the loss of the nose to Muhammad Saim al-Dahar, a hater. Okay, who broke off the Sphinx nose? I thought it was Napoleon. Although popular legend blames Napoleon and his troops during the French campaign, right? All of you haters did it many, many times. Oh, they didn't do a good enough job. Get that rocket launcher out of there. All right, so where are we going now? Let's see. Let's get a scripture. Come abroad. Come abroad. Come to light. That will not come to. I don't know if this is. What is it? Luke? What am I looking for? Luke 8 and 17. All right. And we already know. See, but here's the thing. Luke 8 and 17, for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. All right. So we already know what the hell is going on. Let's watch this. 5. Okay, we got Wesley Clark. We got Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Sudan, Somalia, which they bombed 2 days ago, right? Why did they bomb Somalia 2 days ago? Anybody know? Because of ISIS, right? Well, anybody that knows anything about ISIS or Al Qaeda knows that it's an American mercenary group. Okay, we're done with that. Let me show you this. Real quick, let me show this real quick. It had to be yesterday when my dad came by and ate dinner with me. I thought that was awesome. Call all y'all about shoot me on shot. About shoot me does. Dad came and ate dinner with me. What am I looking for here? Bear with me. Double-minded, Northern Kingdom, Pedro. This is yesterday. Doge, Cambridge. Guess it would help if I knew what I was looking for. Let's just get this real quick. I know what I'm looking for now. I want Clayton. Where's Clayton? Clayton is. Here's yesterday. I'm looking for redacted. It's got to be down here. Clayton Morris. Okay, let's find out who ISIS is before we find out why they bombed Somalia. Bear with me. because everything is going to come to light. Here we go. Go from the top here and go.
The corrupt House Republican Mike Turner is warning America that ISIS terrorists have infiltrated the United States and are plotting attacks on Americans right now. Oh my God! Really? We need to go to war with Iran right now because clearly Iran's behind all of it. So we need to go to war right now. This is exactly what the Uniparty wants. So they are behind, without the cameras, Republicans and Democrats, the neocons, all shaking hands, all excited about trying to push us into this war right now with this narrative about ISIS and
Al-Qaeda. Now listen to the ridiculousness. He's going to break down who ISIS and Al-Qaeda is. They are American mercenary armies that America uses overseas in the Middle East to fight for them. Understand that. Listen.
This narrative about ISIS and Al-Qaeda terrorists, of course, totally forgetting the fact that we created ISIS, that we fund them. We use them for regime change operations. This is where I've been really disappointed in a lot of the conservative media over the past 72 hours, parroting all of these FBI and CIA talking points. Wait a minute, we slam the FBI and the CIA on a regular basis as murderous organizations and corrupt organizations, right, on this show. They don't have the American interest at heart at all. They target Americans, and yet then the FBI and the CIA come out with information and talking points about ISIS, and the conservative media runs and say, oh, well, the FBI says. What? What the hell happened to you people? Wake up. So Mike Turner was on CBS's Face.
So wake up, because we are ISIS. Now we go from there to here. Trump bombs Somalia. Why? Why did Trump bomb Somalia? News about airstrikes. Who's in Somalia? Trump launches airstrikes on who? On the American fighting force that we've been using going back to Obama and Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. Excuse me? Let's watch this. This is why Trump launches airstrikes on ISIS in Somalia 2 days ago. Pay attention. ISIS is us. Or ISIS is Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, which is the deep state. So we'll give you that. But still America, ISIS. So why are you bombing Somalia? Okay? Why are you bombing Somalia? Where am I going with this?
Airstrikes against Islamic State operatives in Somalia. This is the first attack by the United States during President Donald Trump's second term. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said strikes targeted Islamic State's Somalia operatives in the Golis Mountains in the semi-autonomous Puntland region.
What are they destroying? What are they destroying? What did they destroy in Afghanistan? See that word destroy? ISIS has destroyed what? 5 ancient sites. This goes back 9 years. What have they been trying to... What are these 7 countries? Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Sudan, Somalia. Iraq. See where I'm going with this? Why are they destroying these ancient sites? Could it be because of lips? Could it be... What could it be? Damn, that's not going to come up. You know what I want to do? Let me see. Okay, that's 5 ancient sites. Go here. See if I can do this. I just forgot what I was going to do. All right, let's watch this.
The Islamic State militants are reportedly demolishing ancient archaeological sites in Iraq and Syria.
Okay, so stop right there. Stop right there. Who's doing this? The Americans are doing this. Whose idea? If the Americans have ISIS destroying ancient sites, we're talking about America is doing this, paying ISIS, just like Clayton said. They're working for us. What are they doing? They're destroying ancient. Why? Nose and lips? Whose nose and lips? Why are they doing this? And who has them doing it? Okay, and we'll come back to this. Let me look at this. Watch this BB. Not a you know what. Natan Yahui. Coerced, C-O-E or C-E-D, coerced. Who? Babylon to invade. Bear with me on this, I'm going somewhere. See this? Netanyahu's push for the U.S. to invade Iraq post 9/11 has come under scrutiny. Netanyahu's push for the U.S. to invade. Why? Because Netanyahu said, if we take down Saddam, then we can control the region. Then we can take down everybody else. But we got to take down Saddam first. Why, after 9/11, which Saddam had nothing to do with, see, why did they go to Iraq? Because Bibi wanted them to go. Why did they go to Iraq? Because Bibi. Now, what is Bibi trying to hide? What is Iraq? Iraq is ancient Babylon, right? Where we were in captivity. So he's got to hide what? He's got to hide them nose and lips because that truth is coming out, right? If this guy started the 7-country list right here in Iraq, right? Remember that? Okay? If he pushed them into Iraq, he pushed them into the 7. Why? Nose and lips. Where else were we? Who else had us in captivity? Egypt had us. You got to shoot them nose and lips off. That shit's still there. What was the first thing that the Americans did when they invaded Iraq? Iraqi Museum. Looting. This is the first thing they did. Oh, it was the cylinder seals. No, we got to hide them nose and lips because these small heads are being exposed. See what's going on here? Here's what they did. First thing they did was run right up into the museums. 15 years. The Iraqi Museum opens. Yeah, after you got out everything that you wanted to take up out of there and destroy. Okay? So this is a theme. I don't want to see looted pieces returned. You can put in there whatever you want to, as long as you can't trace back the fact that we were enslaved by the Babylonians and that our whole spirit is still there in the reliefs and in the archaeology and stuff. And they had to go and grab up the cylinder seals and all the proof, right? They had to hide that shit. Okay, looting archaeological site. What are they doing? Why are they doing this? I'm painting a picture.
You can't always plan when you'll need a gun.
So I'm painting a picture for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple of these little evidence grabbing, and then I'm going to sum it up and put it into a big one. under this sand. They had to dig the Sphinx out of the sand. And they ain't going to show you what they're trying to destroy. But the point is this. Oh, you got ISIS doing what? Going to these 7 countries, right? Accused of looting. What? What are we dealing with? And the earth helped the woman. You got to get rid of the evidence. Okay? That's what you got to do. Why did they go directly to the museums and start tearing shit up? Okay, so let's watch this finally. What is that? Oh. 5 ancient cities ISIS has. Well, this is pretty simple to see what's going on.
Series of efforts are to rid what the terror group says are symbols that promote worship. More recently, Islamists' work has seen treasures destroyed from Afghanistan to Somalia, but ISIS has upped the game well beyond any of its modern peers, damaging and destroying priceless antiquities by the thousands. Let's take a look at some of the most destructive acts of ISIS.
We're in Syria right now. Palmyra. That's one of the 7 on the list. What are they destroying? Why? Wait a minute. Nimrud, who was in Iraq? Jake. They got to destroy that shit. You understand? Why are they doing that? Why are they destroying? Who does that? Esau does that so he could control the narrative and continue to deceive. What he went out to deceive, he's still, Yahushua ain't got back yet. So he can still destroy and deceive. Right? Why are they doing this? Mosul is in Afghanistan, right? Look at this. Why? You see, they're not going to show you what they're actually destroying. Got it all blurred out, right? Oh, no. Got it all blurred. Show us what you're destroying and why. See this? That was Jake in the medieval. Why would they destroy these things? Because they're going to reveal the truth. The earth helped the woman. Where's the Buddhas at? They didn't show the Buddhas. ISIS continues to bulldoze its way through the cultural heritage of Iraq and what? Syria, Damascus, and all this is replete throughout the Bible. Come on, man. On the road to Damascus, right? That's biblical. Bible is about who? It's about Jake. What are they doing? They're destroying the relics that prove that it's us. We were enslaved in Babylon. We were, the Medo-Persian. The Persians had us. So you think that we ain't there? All of our architecture and pyramids and everything that it is that we do that shows that it was us. We're the only ones building pyramids. So it kind of occurred to me, I don't know what happened. I was like, I was like, what is ISIS doing in Somalia, right? So we saw Somalia, right? Let's do this real quick. The Buddhists. Let's see. I haven't seen this one yet. Giant Buddhas. Let's see the giant Buddha. Watch how they hide the faces of these giant Buddha. You ain't gonna see no, but you can see them lips. They didn't get the lips yet, but then, right? Then you'll be able to see how they just completely, let's see, how they completely just chisel. They chiseled the whole face, and then after they completely blew them up and destroyed them, then they went back and redid them. Put what they wanted you to see up in there. You'll always see that it's dark. They darken it, right? They'll blur it out. The face, the lips. Let me see. Anyway, let me see. Oh, I want. Where's the giant Buddhas? Let's just check this out. The giant Buddhas film showcased in Delhi. See, this is what they went back and put in there. Now it's all lit up. You can see, hey, no nose. I mean, this is what we want you to see. Right? Oh, it's all gold. It's all lit up. They put in there what they wanted to. Right? Oh, well, we refurbished. No, you blew it up and then you put in there what you want to. This is what they don't want you to see. That nose and that lips. Okay? That's a golden mask. Let's look at this real quick.
Buddhas were gilded, and 5,000 monks swarmed in the labyrinths beside them. That was in 632.
Somebody's filming this. This is fucking bullshit. Hold on. That's bullshit. Let me get this. Bear with me. Let's see. I had one in here. Let me see. Bear with me. What is it called? Bahamian Buddha? Oh. Let's go here. Here's the one I want. I think this is it. Let's see. Chipped off them noses and stuff. Afghanistan's destroyed Buddhists to return. Yeah, without the noses. See how they blew them up out of there? Let me see. Not sure which one I want to see. I think it's this one. Or is it this? Let's see. I don't know which one to watch. So that, let's look at this.
"20 years ago, Taliban extremists dealt a crushing blow. For nearly 1,500 years,
See that?
two towering Buddha statues.
That's where they went and chiseled the whole. Look at this. Why? Before you blow it up, right? And this has probably been redone or whatever. But why you got to go in and just take the nigga's whole face out, right? Because look how big this is. Look how well done this is. Who carved this? Who has the ability to do that? That would be Jake.
Had kept watch over the Bamyan Valley. The most prominent features of a monastery complex built into the cliffs They survived waves of invasions and multiple
Look at that. Come on. That's majestic. They can't have Jake just. They can't have it. Right?
between Buddhist and Muslim rulers.
Well, they're unique. There's nothing like them anywhere in the world.
But in March 2001, the Islamist Taliban regime ordered the statue's destruction.
Why? Why? And then they rebuilt them and put them back the way that they wanted them.
It took weeks to demolish the giant figures carved from solid stone. Militants used mines, anti-aircraft guns, and artillery.
Just like they did way back in the days of Napoleon. What's going on here? Are they trying to erase Ham? No, they ain't trying to erase. Ham is probably destroying shit too, even though we look alike.
He ordered local workers to scale the cliffs to plant dynamite. Mirza Hussein had tried to flee Bamyan with his family, but he was captured by the Taliban and forced to join the wrecking crew.
Look at that. You know what you would see if they didn't. Is this blurred out, or did they go in and carve it out? You can see them systematically destroying what they don't want you to see. Okay, so let me see. I think at the end of this, did they go into, yeah. Let me see. They said they found some additional, when they were blowing it up, they found some additional caves or whatever. Let's see. Might be on a different one. Let's see real quick.
کرده بود تحکیم شد بر من.
Meanwhile, the stairs at the top part of the Buddha, okay, the stair, the Buddha was reconstructed.
و دوخت صورت گرفته اونجا و همچنان در قسمت زینه هایی که به قسمت با
Uh-oh. What does the head look like? Oh, we got a Deface. Look, that look like a brother right there with a beard. See, you can go up in there. See, another step was to restore the, of course, you're going to restore them, right? You're going to get that out of there. And you know that they're not going to give you a shot of what they don't want you to see, right? So it's just, you know.
این مجسمه ها تنظیم شده بود، این زینه ها هم دوباره ترمیم شد. کار دیگه که صورت گرفت.
Wait a minute, did I miss something? Not really. They're not going to just show you something.
ترمیم شد. کار دیگه که صورت گرفت، مغاره هایی که نقاشی دیواری داشت توسط تیم ژاپنی ها.
The cost of rebuilding the statues might be prohibitive.
What do you mean rebuilding them? Why? So you clearly see what's going on here, right? So we got the ISIS connection, we got the American connection, we got the Netanyahu connection. What are they doing? Right? This is the one. Oh, yeah. Salaki. I think this is the one I watched yesterday. Okay, that's all the same stuff, but just the let's see.
Once one of the greatest idols of the Middle East, the Buddhas of Bamiyan, a pair of gigantic statues which were carved into the sandstone cliffs of the Bamiyan Valley of central Afghanistan, stood as marvels to the architecture of the ancient
marvels.
world, surviving through wars and successive civilizations for nearly 1,500 years, before finally meeting their tragic end amid a hail of modern explosives.
So 1,500 years. What does that take us back to? The Dark Ages. Yeah? Yeah?
Gunfire, in one of the worst acts of deliberate destruction against a historic monument. Buddhism, an Indian religion founded by Gautama Buddha, first appeared in the region which is now Afghanistan following the conquests of Ashoka, the third emperor of the Maurya Empire, who, through his many campaigns, ruled nearly the entire Indian subcontinent between 268 Bamiyan Buddhas. Following the gradual collapse of the Mughal Empire throughout the 1700s, Afghanistan would break up into various tribal regions, with the Bamiyan Buddhas falling into the Emirate of Afghanistan, which had been founded in 1823, and following a number of wars with the neighbouring British Empire, eventually forged an alliance with the British government in order to help the Emir of the nation, Dost Muhammad Khan, unify the tribes and create the modern state of Afghanistan during the mid-1800s. It wouldn't be until 1926, though, after a slew of additional civil wars.
All right, so you get the point. Let me go back here. I want to show you this thumbnail. Look at this thumbnail. Oh, not that one. This thumbnail. Oh, I just missed it. Let's see if I can get it again. This one. Okay. If you could see that, look at this. Because you can really see how black they are in that one. Right? Anyway, yeah. Oh. And the father of it. So I believe that Netanyahu said, well, we have to go to these different countries and we have to destroy this evidence that we are the Jews or that those niggers are the Jews, right? It's kind of funny that in all of these all the places they went, we were there, right? This is St. John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. So, I mean, 7 countries, right, including Afghanistan, or wherever else there might be, right, noses and lips that are going to tell the truth. Like here in California, Slovakia, here in North America, or in Mexico. See, I saw this thing, right? Where's this brother at? And he didn't know what he was saying, but I did. I sure as hell did. Where is he? Where's them brothers at? Right here. Okay.
If you go to the historical period, you find just the opposite. And this line was drawn in 1494. It was drawn up in June 1494, before any Europeans had come to South America, on the basis of African knowledge.
Okay, let's get down to the crux of the matter. How did these Africans come to the New World?
African, he keeps saying African, so he's a little confused, and we know. This is a long time ago, 80, so they come a long way. Well, truth came out in 69, 70. So 70 to 80 is only short 11 years, right? Let me see.
Okay, now one of the things, as I have pointed out, in the metallurgy, like the steel, etc., in astronomy, etc., there is a profound misunderstanding of African capacity.
Hold on. Steel and astronomy, that was Issachar. Okay? He's going to be giving it to Ham. He's giving it to Ham. I'm giving it to Issachar. And Issachar is looking like Ham. Okay? Understand that.
Africans had ships. This is one of them. This is in East Africa. This ship, this is just a model which I found in Fort Mombasa.
Looks a little like an Egyptian. The boat of Ra, right? Boat of Ra is really a spaceship, isn't it?
This ship is a 70-tonner. Ships like these in the 13th century before Columbus took elephants to China, right across the Indian Ocean. You don't have to
That
know.
was Hannibal and them. Let's see. I'm looking for this. Americans are called American Indians. Let's see. Even Columbus was not aware. See, when he gets into this, you talk about Africa. Columbus was dealing with Israelites.
America as is Europe. Not only is it half the distance, it is far easier to get from Africa to America because the currents take you automatically. In other words, you don't have to know of the existence.
Who did they take automatically when the Most High stilled the waters? Paraphrase.
America. Even Columbus was not aware of the existence of America. He came off the North Atlantic. Columbus thought he was going to India, and he struck out for the latitude of Japan, hoping to land in India, and he swore he was in India. That is why people like myself are called West Indians. I'm the Indian he found in the West. And Americans are called American Indians because he thought they were in India.
No, they knew. They wanted to mislabel us, call us something other than the tribes.
So that you have these currents which take you automatically. European ships did not use these currents until
Columbus didn't have an Indian interpreter. He had a Hebrew interpreter because they knew exactly where they're going and who they were going to meet. So they didn't get to India and start speaking to the Native Americans in the Indian language, whatever they speak, right? I almost said Sanskrit.
Second voyage, when Columbus used that knowledge which he got from the Portuguese about Africans. On the second voyage, Columbus heard from the American natives in Hispaniola, which is now known as Haiti and San Domingo, that Africans had come to the Native Americans.
Wrong. He heard that from Ephraim. No, Ephraim said, "Oh, my brothers are right over here." Right? He didn't say Africans. You fucktard. You just said you're one of us from the island.
The Americans told Columbus that. He recorded it in his journals that Africans had come to them trading in gold-tipped spears. Columbus sent samples of those spears. They were studied, they were surveyed in Spain, and they were found to contain the same ratio of gold, silver, and copper alloys as those found in West African Guinea.
Who? In Guinea? That's us. Sorry. You don't know. You got a little knowledge, but you ain't got the whole thing. Anyway.
So were these Africans swept along this current?
Yes.
Or did they come purposely?
Initially, it was an accident.
Wrong. Most High held still the flood. What I want to see is that little, here we go. Watch this right here. They're going to go into what they call the Olmec heads, but so this guy doesn't quite know what's going on, but what we're going to do is we're going to break it down for you. Okay? We're going to break it down for you.
Egyptian, Nubian world.
You keep saying Egyptian, who had us in captivity. All right? So when you see Negroes, right, doing Egyptian things, well, we were their slaves. The Egyptians just didn't leave out. We're going to leave Egypt and go do this again somewhere else. Nope. Whoever did it again somewhere else, built pyramids, that was the ones that built the pyramids in Egypt, and it wasn't no Egyptians. So wherever you see a pyramid, guess what? That's us.
I'll call it Egypto-Nubian world. Around 800 years before Christ. I'll explain to you how I arrived at that date, how they arrived at that date, and I'll show you the types of evidence. Now, I want you first to look at this head, this stone head.
Okay.
Now, this head, they found a dozen of these heads. They found them in a very specific area. Before we go to the area, look at the head carefully.
Okay, so is this Ham? Oh, well, Ham came first. No, the Olmecs. Who are the Olmecs? Olmecs are Mexicans. Okay, not the Mexicans you see today. Okay, and we're going to prove it. He's going to prove it without knowing that he's proven it. He's saying that this is Ham. We have said that this is Ham. Watch this.
The lips, the very generous type of lips that you find in the tropical areas, the Africoid type. The broad nose with the very broad flared type of nostril and the kind of flattened base, the brow ridge, and look at the helmet.
The helmet. It's a very particular type of helmet. Who is he going to attribute this helmet to? Okay, listen close.
Very peculiar type of helmet. It does not occur anywhere else in America. It has a strap along the face, falling along the ear, and it has a circular ear plug. Those helmets, exact type of helmet, were found in the Egyptian world in this period. What?
Oops. Who were the slaves in Egypt?
The period that has been dated by carbon-14 datings. Now, how do they arrive at that datings? They found these heads, and I want to show you the map now, so it's to show you.
Now let's watch the map. The map is going to show you who the hell these Olmec heads are.
Precisely where the dating
and they ain't him.
Made by scientists.
Okay.
This sermon. Didn't we leave out of Egypt with their substance? Remember that?
Now look at that map carefully. That's the Gulf of Mexico. I want to remind the audience, and I want to make it quite clear that when we're talking about Mexico, we're not just
right there. This ain't way down in South America. They found. They said no, right here, nigga, in Texas, right, right here. And what is this? Louisiana? Where is it? Tenochtitlan. That's Mexican. Tenochtitlan. That's Mexican. Teotihuacan. No, this is Jake. You understand? And what did Jake look like? If the Olmec heads were right here in El Paso, Texas, you see this? What is this, Mexico City right here? Who's here? Jake is here. The Northern Kingdom is here. What did the Northern Kingdom look like? Well, look at them, those old.
Simply talking about Mexico today. This is
Slovakia. Who came over here? 3,000.
Behind the audience, and I want to make it quite clear that when we're talking about Mexico, we're not just simply talking about Mexico today. This is something that happened 3,000 years ago.
What happened 3,000 years? Well, and not exactly, the 3,000 years. No, what we're saying is, when did the Northern Kingdom come over here? It was in BC for sure. So, and then you can't really trust carbon dating. He goes, well, we couldn't date the heads themselves, but they were placed on a slab of wood, and we tested the wood, and da-da-da-da-da.
Very recent in history. America was peopled 50,000 years ago across the Bering Straits. This is very recent.
Wrong. Bering. Wrong.
It has a circular ear plug. Though, behind the audience, and I want to make it quite clear that when we're talking about Mexico, we're not just simply talking about Mexico today. This is something that happened 3,000 years ago. That's very recent in history. America was peopled 50,000 years ago across the Bering Straits. This is very recent in American history. The United States is only 200 years old, its boundaries. So do not assume for a moment that we're talking about something outside of the United States. That is a center of civilization that occurred around 1,000 years before Christ. In that specific area, and I want to go back to that map,
okay,
because in that specific area, I'll show you where they found stone heads. Now you see that thing looking like a basin there. That is the center of the first major American civilization. In that center, and specific points marked by diamonds, you may not be able to see the diamond triangle so easily here, but in that specific area, at Tres Zapotes, at San Lorenzo in Veracruz, and at La Venta, they found a dozen African type stone heads.
Right here in Texas. Proper.
Vast heads, 6 to 9 feet high, weighing from 10 to 40 tons. The
hugest things ever found in American sculpture. How long did it take to sculpt one of those things? It took longer than Ham coming over here on a boat to grab some motherfucking flamingos and take them back to King Solomon. You had to be living here, right? It took, what, years maybe? Certainly months. Let's say 11 months to carve one of those heads. It took a minute. Didn't happen immediately.
Things ever found in American sculpture built of pure stone. Stone which had to be taken from quarries 60 to 80 miles downriver.
And they weren't able to chip the noses and the lips off of them, right? But he wants you to believe that goes back to Ham. Nigga, do you go back to Ham? No. You said you're from the island.
Suddenly these things begin to appear, and 4 of them appear at a place called Levanta within that basin area. Levanta was the holy capital of the Olmec civilization. And on the platform, the religious platform where those people worshipped, they found a wooden religious platform in which 4 of the heads were embedded. The stone could not be dated, but the wooden platform was inextricably linked up with the stone. The archaeologists took carbon samples, 9 carbon samples, they dated it. It gave a dating 814 plus or minus 134 BC, which means that anything between around 900 and something BC, right down to about 618 BC, you have some strange foreign movement of foreigners into that area. They not only found this type of head, they not only found these type of features, they not only found this type of helmet, but they found terracottas, that is clay portraits of Africans that did not have the helmet, where you could see the texture of hair quite distinct from the Native American head, because the Native American was an Asiatic coming across the Bering Strait, and you have lots of sculptures of that Asiatic figure, and this figure was quite distinct. And they found in the dry areas of the Olmec world skeletons that could be linked with continental African types, Africoid types. Professor Wierzyński, a Polish skull expert, showed that these were African type skeletons.
What purpose?
As I'm in the
Salaki. I'm about to close it up, but you get the point, right? The earth helped the woman. These fools are out trying to destroy it. The proof.
Stonehead, sir.
They were religious. They were the sorts of things that you do even today. You make statues to commemorate things.
And Jake was worshiping idols back in them days.
You see a series of those statues there. The one in the middle is not American.
He's a Phoenician. So who are the Phoenicians? And this was like a guide, right? Who got him over maybe a... Watch.
One in the middle is a king, an African king belonging to the same period. He is Taharka, who reigned somewhere around 700 to 654 BC. And before him, there was a whole line of African kings in Egypt. Because
African, what, the shepherd kings, maybe? Is that what you're talking about? African kings in Egypt? What do you mean? Egypt is in Africa, so by default, those Egyptians were African kings. But who else was in Egypt at the time?
There was a whole line of African kings in Egypt, because that is a period from about 1054 BC right down to about 800 BC. You have Africans and Libyans reigning together, having a sort of what is known as the Libyco-Nubian dynasties. And then you have the Nubian dynasties, which run from 800 to 654 BC.
Okay, enough of that. So you get the point. Let's see. So Iraq, let's say Lebanon. Ancient relics destroyed. By ISIS. Let's see. Lebanon. What was that? Good Yahweh. They got to go back and get that. It says, relics from Syria not destroyed by ISIS sold on the black market. Let me see. Where am I? How do I get to my... No. Let's see. Community. This is what I wrote a few days ago, and it was kind of on my head. Let me see. Do I get to go to community? Not letting me go, is it? Okay. Here we go. Let me see. Not videos. I want posts. Okay, here we go. Elon, what did I post? Go to my community tab. Bear with me. I guess this is going long. Salakia. Akim. I can see this devil's working against me. I posted I put up a post when Al Qaeda took over Syria. Remember that? Through Turkey. And what did I say? I said, you can best believe right now. Come on. Bring it out. Let's see. It has become very apparent that the immediate release of Luigi is an absolute must. Anyway, let's see. Fire President Palisades. I might have taken it down. Let me see. I said something like, you know that there, if you think, this is it right here. It says, if you think Amalek is not in Syria, how long ago? This is a month ago. Letting you know that the Spirit was on me about what this, right? What this lesson is about. It was on my spirit a month ago. If you think Amalek is not in Syria, destroying anything, artifacts, churches, images, that links the Israelites to the dark-skinned truth, you must needs look deeper and not be a sleeper. Look at that. Going way back as a month ago. And then yesterday I'm like, and then Trump is bombing, right? Trump is bombing in Somalia, right? Ancient relics. Where did that go? Ancient relics destroyed in what? Somalia. I can show you something different, not what Trump just did, but grave sites, modern. It's in Mosul. Somalia fail. Iraq. Grave sites, that's not what I want. Modern pirates. Monuments wrecked. 5 years. Why monuments? Oh, because they were having a war over there and things get... yeah, and things get destroyed. Yeah, nose and lips get destroyed, right? Cut the dumb shit. See, Jake is everywhere. Anyway, wherever you go, this is what they're out there doing. All right, ISIS is out doing what? ISIS is the one destroyed. Why? because Netanyahu is trying to hide the truth. So anyway, that's enough for today. This is part one. And I know I went long, so Salakia for that, but all things are going to come to light, right? And it's not like we're so late in the game right now. I kind of wonder why I'm doing this, but for those that enjoyed it, you know, there'll be more. So let's see. Let's just go here. Understand that this devil is still trying to do anything that he can, right? To hold on to his kingdom, but it's, with everything coming out, the truth, you know, swallowing up the flood. 1 Peter 4:7, but the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end it right there. We hope that you were edified at the very least and interested. I'm going to come with some more parts, and then I'm going to try to put it all together more cohesively. So with that, we hope to see you then. Shalom.